Hello, welcome to the Spiritualist Circle of Light. I'm so glad you could join us. I would like to share with you something about spiritualism, and we're going to draw from John Edmonds and George Dexter's book, Spiritualism. And this was published in 1853. Now, these two authors, they formed a circle and they met regularly in George Dexter's home. The entire book is based upon the teachings received from Francis Bacon and Emanuel Swedenborg. Now, of course, these two individuals are souls because they passed on years, if not 100 years or so beforehand. I know Emanuel Swedenborg passed on in the 1700s sometime. These teachings are said to be from them, given to George Dexter, who was the medium for the circle, and the messages were given to him through automatic writing. So, in this particular teaching, they tell us that there is little difference in the whole action of the soul life from your life, except that one step forward has been made, meaning that that step forward that has been made is that they are no longer in this corporeal body. They tell us that the correspondence between their lives and our lives is almost exact. Their remorse, when they make sense of their wickedness, must be more keenly felt than by mankind. Meaning that the souls, when they realize that their self-serving habits are harming others, they feel bad about it. And that's what they are implying, because the teachings of spiritualism are all about being kind to others, are about equality, are about treating others fairly. That's the gist of their teachings. In fact, that's the gist of most of the religious teachings throughout the history of religion. Before it was even written of, the idea was to serve others, to aid others. And they go on to tell us that the true suffering of those who have wronged others is seen in those who see or who participate in life in a fashion that is beyond their self-interests, and they aspire to become more than they are. Now, this is whether these people are corporeal or in the soul realm. Those who have moved into that lifestyle of assisting others, of encouraging others, of nurturing others, when something that they have done is brought to their attention that created some kind of harm, they suffer for it. And what I mean by suffering is there's a great deal of remorse that they experience, because they go to great lengths to correct whatever wrong has been perceived. And they go through agony trying to resolve this issue. And as I said, this happens to those who are in the flesh and with those who are considered high spirits or higher or advanced souls. So what they're saying is that those who purposefully wrong others fail to see beyond their own needs and cannot understand the full extent of the suffering that they may have caused until they realize the misery that their actions have caused others. Meaning that a person will not change, a person will not make changes in their lifestyle until they understand that their current lifestyle impinges or imposes itself upon others, and in so doing creates a hardship for them. Now, until they realize this, they will never see that they have done anything wrong. They will never, ever see that, because to them it's normal. To condemn them for that is wrong. The proper thing to do is, when you see people mistreating others, is to bring it to their attention. If a person mistreats you, then you can either bring it to their attention, which provides them with an opportunity to correct themselves, or you let it go and accept it as just being part of who they are. But the responsibility rests on you whether to bring it to their attention or not. If you choose not to bring it to their attention, then you cannot lay any blame upon their behavior. If you do bring it to their attention and they continue with it, then your only recourse is to find a different way of explaining what they are doing. And just to give you an example, when I was working for the company, this was about 25 years ago, the lead person, he would get the orders from the supervisor, and then he'd go out and he'd hand everything out. And he had a habit of telling people what needed to be done. So I'm working at my bench. I was an assembler. I'm putting this machine together. And he comes up to me and he says, "Philip, I need you to do this, this, and this. I need you to put these orders ahead of the rest of these other orders. It's got to go out." And I set my tools down and I looked at him and he said, "You would do much better if you were to ask if I could do this, if I could put this order ahead of the other orders, because I'm more inclined to do what is required as opposed to you telling me, and then, yeah, I'll do it, but I will be resentful throughout the entire process." A few days later, he came back to me and he said, "Philip, you're right. When I asked people if they could do this, if they could put these orders ahead, there was no problem. I got no complaints." And that is how you do it. You let them know, because it's much better to ask someone to do something, because you get better results, than it is to tell someone to do something. Because when you tell someone to do something, they'll do it. They may be resentful throughout the whole process. I want to leave that with you. If you found this little tidbit helpful, please subscribe to our channel, explore it. We have a variety of videos on spiritualism and spirituality, which explores a lot of different areas, self-improvement, Gnosticism. It's a lot. So I want to thank you again, and visit our website. We put some articles up there for members. There's downloadable material for you. There are also links to books, one on spiritualism, one on attracting a better life experience, and we have one on healing as well, complementary alternative medicine. Check it out, and thank you for visiting.